Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Bedpost Podcast. I'm your host, as always, Erin Pym. Here at the podcast, I like to invite guests and performers from my Bedpost stage show that I do here in Toronto and beyond I almost said into the bedroom, because I recorded in my bedroom for so long before getting in the studio. Into the studio to talk more in depthly with me about sex and sexuality. And this week, I have a very funny, silly guest, comedic performer and podcaster, Laura Lee.
Hey, hey, hi.
Hey, girl.
How's it going?
It's going pretty great. How are you?
I'm good. I'm super excited to dive into this because I'm a real silly honey, for sure. Silly honey, and like super mature, but also super immature. So this is gonna be interesting.
Love it. I love it. And how did I come across you? I think a couple of friends of yours was like, oh. Do you know Laura?
Yeah, lol. And I think you've seen our
I've
like
seen
the
you perform a
improv
bunch.
troupe, yeah.
Yeah, I've seen your improv
Because
troupe.
Shannon reached out to me, and because I've obviously like listened to your podcast before, like super into it.
Oh, thank you.
And Shan was like, Laura, Erin and I were talking about you. You should reach out to her. And I was like, oh my God, am I going to be on Bedpost? And so here we are.
And then here we are.
Yeah.
Because are you kind of known amongst your friends as being like sexually open, or do you
Yeah.
talk about it a lot?
A lot of my like comedy that I do, I'm like, man, it'd be nice if I just had like a big dick right now. You know what I mean? Like a lot of like I just think to like this one video I did about me going to see Santa, and like the whole time I was like, I'm just gonna ask Santa for a big old dick this Christmas. Like that was like the whole like lead up to go seeing Santa. So a lot of my like comedy is pretty like sexualized.
It's pretty raunch.
Yeah.
Pretty
But in
raunchy?
like a silly way. So it's not like super like, it's not like a in your face Amy Schumer type, like super aggressive, but it's always like layered with this like silly, like kind of immature vibe.
So do you have like a pretty kind of like sex positive outlook then? Or
Yeah,
ya-
for
Tell
sure.
me about like your kind of sex philosophy. Like how do you feel about sex?
I freaking love it. I like. I feel like I'm real like super vanilla though. Like I haven't
Okay.
done a ton of like I saw like your apparatuses that you had. And I was
I
like,
have some apparatuses
I'm like,
to
yo,
show
I
today.
never have used any of that kind of stuff.
Mhm.
And only recently have I like been like exploring more with like my butthole, which has been like super
Yes.
fun,
But
but
butt stuff.
but super vanilla. But
Weird. The whole like vanilla label
Yeah.
and kinky label
know,
are
isn't it-
interesting, right?
Yeah.
Because like it's as far as I've kind of I've been come to understand. As far as I understand, like at this kind of point in my like journey, it's just how you identify. Like I know a
Yeah.
lot of people that say that they're vanilla
Yeah.
that do a lot of kinky shit. Like you
Yeah.
don't have to play around with like harnesses and with like
Yeah.
you don't have to be a leather daddy to be kinky.
Yeah, literally.
Like I've been with a lot of people that are like, oh, I'm super vanilla. And
Mm-hmm.
then they're like, oh, tell me about the guys you fucked while I jerk off to it. And I'm
Yeah.
like, that's kinky as fuck. Like,
Yeah.
that's kinky.
Mhm.
Or like, oh, I'll be your doctor and like
Yeah.
do an exam on you. That's kinky. Even
Yeah.
though he's not in like a latex doctor outfit.
Yeah, it doesn't
and he's not
mean-
like prying me open with like a speculum or anything. But like just that like it's
Yeah.
all kinky to me.
Yeah,
like,
literally.
but it's just how you identify, you know.
Yeah, and I think like I even like I'm like, why did I say vanilla? Because by vanilla I think it's
Yeah,
like
what do you
implies
think
that
of
it's
vanilla?
boring, but that's not it at all.
Mhm.
I think maybe I just mean like what I had come from anyways, like my first I guess like sexual experience
Yes.
or having sex I guess was with like I was in a long-term relationship for 4 years.
Yeah.
And like sex to me was like love.
Yes.
Right? So I don't know why like I associate love with vanilla because that's not the truth.
So I have
And
some very loving kinky
it is,
sex, I
yeah.
tell you.
That's what I'm saying. I had such like I learned so much about myself and stuff. So then like
Yeah,
coming,
so
yeah.
recently, okay, so tell people recently, so yeah, you were in a long-term monogamous relationship.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for like time from like 17 to 21.
Wow.
So like those like all through university, like the time when all my friends were like, you know, fucking all these dudes and like
Yeah.
doing all this like shit. I was like with somebody.
Yeah, with one person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm almost glad that it happened that way and me as someone as like a self-confident like 20-year-old started having experiences with different people. Because I feel like maybe when I was younger, I would have been a bit like insecure about a lot of the stuff.
Would have got a little lost in it.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then so you guys broke up.
Yes.
And then were you single and dating and having sex with multiple
people? Yeah.
Was this recently? How old are you? If you don't
I'm
mind
22.
asking? You're 22. Okay, so yes, this
I'm
was
a fresh
recently.
22-year-old.
Yes.
In October.
Oh
although
my. Happy birthday.
It was, I guess, a long time ago now. I still think of myself as
April.
22. Yeah. Laura. Learn your months, honey. But yeah. And
okay, so super recent.
Yeah. And it's been like a year and a bit now.
Since you've been single?
Since I've been single. And I'm just like starting to get into like a serious relationship with someone again.
Okay.
Which I'm like kind of super freaked out about.
Mm-hmm. Why?
Because I just feel like I was like, no, Laura, you're going to be single for a long time. And like explore a bunch of people for a long time. And now it's like I have to like readjust. Like, Laura, things don't have time limits. Like you can't control shit. Just like go with it.
Go with the flow, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I did
you
have
can't
like,
control love.
Yeah, literally.
You can't control your heart, Laura.
Literally. And I wish I could. But you can't. You can't.
Okay, when you were in that long-term relationship, you said all your friends were kind of like fucking around with all these guys.
Yeah.
Were you envious of that? Like, what was your opinion? Were you like, oh man, I'm missing out? Or
I really
were you like thinking that you had something that they didn't? Like, what was your opinion at the time?
Yeah, I think that I was super like, good luck, honey. Like have fun with like that. But I was like so like would like wanted to like have sex all the time.
Yeah.
Like anywhere in any place that I could like have sex with this man, I was doing it. Like literally we fucked at the ROM. Yeah. Literally at the ROM.
Where at the ROM?
In the like in the Egypt section. There's like kind of a back area. And literally fucked in the ROM.
Yes.
I fucked this man in an open field when we were like going on a hike. And I was like, this is great. Like I would want like this is better than like randomly meeting someone one time and then doing that.
Yeah.
But
so in your opinion, you were living.
I was living my best damn life.
Your best life.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, good luck with your boring one night hookup.
That's what I'm saying. I think I got to like have a lot of like sexual self-confidence coming out of it. But it was weird like being intimate with people and like not being in love with them. Yes. But like my mind was just so like trusting and like open just because that's what I was used to.
Emotional openness, like emotional intimacy.
Mm-hmm. And even
vulnerability.
Yeah. Even like the first person I slept with after this guy, I just remember being like, oh my God, Laura, you're just like fully naked, like prancing around like it's nobody's business. Like
in front
afterwards,
of a stranger.
In front of a stranger. And I was like, damn, girl, you got confidence. Good for you.
Yeah, good for you.
If this like got like you taught anything, it's like just like body confidence and like confidence with shit like that.
Yeah. Did you like, okay, in that relationship where you guys are having lots of sex all the time, was that like your first kind of experience with really like either relationships or really having sex?
Yeah.
Like, was that, so did you guys kind of start very, very young, like very green?
For sure.
When you first started dating?
Mm-hmm. So he was the first person I had ever like had sex with.
Yeah.
And him to me too.
Wow.
He had zero sexual experience prior to me. Like I had like sucked a few dicks or whatever, but like nothing like, you know.
I got fingered in some movie theaters.
Look, yeah. I got fingered in some.
That was like one of my.
You've seen a couple of movie theaters, okay?
That was like one of my first sexual experiences.
Oh my God, in a movie theater?
Yeah, while watching Titanic.
Whoa, Titanic? At what part?
I don't remember, but I hope it was I hope it was like the drawing part.
Yeah,
draw me like one of your French girls or whatever.
That really got everyone excited.
I hope it wasn't near the end.
I know. Or if it was like near the end when it was super intense, that would have just been upsetting as well.
I hope that's not when it was, but. Yeah, I just remember me being like I remember my jaw agape. I remember just like being like, what is happening right now? Like just so shocked, like just like mouth open, just like I'm getting fingered.
And Leonardo DiCaprio and Kate Winslet.
It looks so good.
Lol. Oh my god.
And okay, so what was like your journey then within that relationship? So you guys were like your first sexual partners.
Yeah.
And then 4 years later, you guys are banging in the Egyptian in Egypt.
In Egypt. No, it felt like Egypt.
Was it always like? Was it always that electric
Literally,
through the whole thing?
Yeah.
Even right from the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, that's why when I'm like, I don't understand like when people, because I dated him for full 4 years, but it might just be because we're like young and like so many hormones and shit's happening, but I don't know. I feel like I'll always be like that.
Yeah.
I have a pretty high sex drive.
Yep.
And if I'm getting it all the time, then I'm used to getting it all the time, so
And
I want it all the time.
I feel like the more sex I have, the more sex I want to have as well,
Yeah.
because it's just so like in your brain.
Yeah.
Because like it just happened, and you're thinking about the last time, and then you're thinking about the next time.
Yeah.
It's like just it's so in the forefront of your
Yeah.
brain, right?
Mhm.
So to me, that's easy to get on a cycle of just
Yeah.
having tons and tons of sex. Is like the
Yeah.
more sex I have, the more sex I have. Like,
Yeah.
it's a nasty.
It is.
nasty cycle.
I know, because you're just like, okay, are you coming over? Because like, yeah, let's have
Because I'm still horny
Yeah.
thinking of the last thing we did.
literally.
So yeah.
But it was also me just being like wanting to be close like that. Also,
Like intimate?
yeah,
Oh yes.
'Cause
That was one of my main reasons I really started having sex early,
Mhm.
and like one of my main reasons that I was like so wanting sex all the time was
Mhm.
because what I wanted was the closeness.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Especially as a young person, that was my reasoning.
Do you feel like it's not like that anymore?
Not really.
Really interesting.
Because I'm very close with my partner,
Mhm.
like all the time, like very emotionally, and just like we're constantly just touching each other and kissing each other and
Yeah.
holding each other, like
Yeah.
we're connected,
Yeah.
like constantly. So I think I get my I get my fix of like emotional intimacy
Mhm.
just all throughout all aspects of our relationship.
Mhm.
So like I don't need to like be like fuck me now,
Yeah.
because for that reason,
Yeah.
because I need the closeness, because I have the closeness. Like
Anyways,
that's a humble brag.
yeah.
I had the closeness
I
all
am
the
the
time. We're so close, but like I think now. And I think this is probably common in like long-term relationships, probably as you get a little older.
Mhm.
You do sex to get off.
Mhm.
Like, it's like, okay, let's go get you off because
Yeah.
it's been that long.
Yeah.
And you're getting a little
Yeah.
on my nerves or whatever.
Yeah.
Like you're obviously a little stressed or you're
Yeah.
a little down, and it's
Yeah.
like, let's go do this thing for you. Like,
Oh, I see.
So it's more of like a from a wellness standpoint,
Oh,
or
okay.
like from a
Interesting.
mental health,
Standpoint?
emotional health. It is. No,
Yeah,
it truly is.
But
Like,
literally,
yeah, but literally, like masturbation is mental health.
Yeah.
Like, self-care, right?
it's so funny you say that because like masturbating for me was it's even saying the word
Masturbation.
Literally I went to a cottage with my friends and they all started talking about like, oh, masturbating, blah blah, and I literally was like trying to like hide, and they're like, Laura, what is going on with you? Because I'm like, I suck dick, blah, blah, blah. Like I'm so like open about stuff like that, but something with masturbating just even say it, like I'm getting more comfortable with it, saying it and like talking about it. Like obviously I do it.
Yes.
Like I'm
okay,
not like
that was
trying
gonna
to
be
be
my
like,
question. I'm like, do you masturbate?
I do,
You do.
but it's like we've talking about it's freaking me out.
Why is that? Like
I
your
don't know.
your private like.
I guess so. I don't know why.
I get it, because masturbation is like there is literally no one else around.
Yeah.
So I feel, in my experience anyways, and like from talking to people, that is the time to like connect with like your basest fantasies.
Yeah.
Right? Like you can think of the nastiest,
Yeah.
the kinkiest, the most niche like
Yeah.
things, or watch on porn or
Mhm.
read, and if you're into like erotica or whatever, but like you can really get in touch with like who you are as a sexual being and what really turns you on.
Yeah.
Like because you have no one else in the room to like please or to kind of compromise with
Yeah.
or to feel judged by, so you are just your raw sexual self.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's like really gross. If I'm ever not like in that sexy like headspace,
Yeah.
like for instance, like if I'm watching just a nasty porn and I
Yeah.
just shut the laptop, I do that a lot.
Yeah.
Like I don't actually exit anything.
Okay.
So like an hour later when I go to use my laptop, I open it up and
no.
it's like the exact same porn, right?
Yeah.
And like at that point I'm like, oh God.
Yeah, you're like, no.
What have I done? I'm like
Yeah.
off, turn, exit. But like in the moment,
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm really like connected to my your real self, as I was saying, right? So like, later on when you're kind of like out of the masturbation fog or
Yeah.
like your orgasm
Yeah.
bliss is like gone,
Yeah.
and you're back to like your usual self with all your filters and all your, stuff that you use to like be a functioning person in
Yeah.
society, like are back on, like, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
all, and then you see that and then it's like, oh my God, from an outside perspective, even though it's me looking at me, I'm just like, oh God.
Yeah,
Like,
literally.
I would never want anyone to see this in the world, and that's
Yeah.
so vulnerable, and
Yeah.
like nobody should see this ever, and I shouldn't, you know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
so I get that feeling of like, no, don't talk about it, no,
Yeah.
hide it, because it's like I'm gross and no one will love me
Yeah.
if they saw what I did in my own
Yeah,
bedroom.
maybe
And
that's it.
Is that like, does that resonate with you
A
at all?
little bit, maybe. I literally